We interrupt your regular programming for WFT's special coverage of Hurricane Idalia. Good afternoon. I'm Chris Will. Thank you so much for joining us. We turn right to our forecaster, Daniela Rudolph, with the latest update on the storm. Daniela?
Thanks, Chris. So as you said, we are tracking the tropics as of right now. Hurricane Idalia, who's in the Gulf of Mexico, right now sitting at a Category 1 hurricane with those winds at 90 miles per hour. So how you understand the difference in these numbers is hurricanes are classified by wind speed. So 74 miles per hour to 95 miles per hour is going to give you a Category 1 hurricane. This red line is the cone of uncertainty set out by the National Hurricane Center, which just explains the expected projection of where the storm is going to be heading over the course of the next few days. Now, this is what we're really keeping an eye on, is this Category 3, where it's expected to be making landfall around that Wednesday morning hour, because this is considered to be a major hurricane and is going to have a lot of hazards that's going to come with it. So the Big Bend, Nature Coast area, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye out for you, and we'll let you know if anything changes. But going later on in the week, it's going to be passing through Georgia and the Carolinas and hopefully dissipating in the ocean just in time for the weekend. So those hazards, as I said, if you can turn to your screens right now, folks, this is a really good time to look at this. These areas of purple, you guys along the Gulf Coast are going to be seeing these storm surge warnings and watches for today. The National Hurricane Center has said that that is going to be between 10 to 15 feet. That is classified as life-threatening. There's going to be an array of other hazards like damaging winds, rainfall, heavy rainfall, areas of localized flooding, and other hazards like downed power lines, debris in the road. So please do keep an eye out for that. And the easiest way to do that is to stay with us here at WFT-TV and subscribe to your county's emergency manager's notification system. There are so many resources out there to keep yourselves and your loved ones safe in this time of uncertainty. There are shelters, sandbags available, all those things to keep you safe. Now we're looking at our radar right now. Here in the Gulf of Mexico, we can see the storm is developing, and as I said, it potentially has that chance to make rainfall along that Big Bend a little bit later on in the week and tomorrow morning. But we're looking at this band of storms here in Gainesville. If you're staying with me waiting out the storm, this is what we can expect around that 7 p.m. hour this evening. These areas of darker colors are going to be those areas of heavier rainfall. So Lake City, areas of Jacksonville, you guys in Ocala, definitely expect that heavy rain and some potential for some flooding. I'll definitely have more later, and I know that this can seem really scary and overwhelming. Don't be scared, be prepared. Stay with us, we have you covered. That's all I have from weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Daniela. Alachua and Marion counties are preparing for the storm. Schools in both counties have been temporarily closed, though. Alachua and Marion County public schools are closed until at least Wednesday. School reopening dates will be decided once the storm has passed. UF closes campus at noon today and will be closed through Wednesday. Santa Fe College is also closed today and tomorrow. And shelters are also available for Alachua County residents. Both standard and special needs are open to the public. General population shelters do not provide cots or beds, so bring your own bedding if you need it. The Easton Newberry Archer Center is pet friendly. And residents in Cedar Key are making their final preparations before Hurricane Idalia makes landfall. WFT's Sarah Sowers was in the coastal town earlier today to discuss storm prep with neighbors.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Spirits remained high in the coastal town of Cedar Key as Idalia barrels its way toward the coast of Florida. Businesses are closing and boarding up, and there is a mandatory evacuation for residents beginning at 4 this afternoon. But the community is really coming together ahead of the storm. Elisa Dottie has called this place home forever.
I mean, this is home, so that's what you do when you're home. Work hard and get it back.
Working hard, what all the people we spoke to on the island were doing while protecting the place they love. Business owners placing sandbags, firefighters boarding up, and even residents taping doors and leaving town. An employee from the Sewage and Water Management Company told us there will be one final emergency meeting today at 4, and then all residents will be required to leave. The city plans to cut water services this evening. At 5, we will have more from the Cedar Key City Commissioner and the latest storm updates. Chris?
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Governor Ron DeSantis says time is running out to evacuate if you are in the path of Hurricane Idalia. The governor gave an update on the storm earlier today. He says by the time the storm hits, more than 30,000 linemen will be standing by to help restore power after the storm passes. DeSantis then spoke specifically about the Big Bend area, detailing the damage the area could see if residents don't evacuate.
This is going to be a major hurricane, likely a Category 3, and where it's scheduled to hit along this Big Bend, and we've not really had a hurricane strike this area for a long time.
A state of emergency is in effect for 49 Florida counties, including Alachua, Marion, and Levy counties. And as hurricane preparations continue across the region, coastal communities are especially at risk due to the expected storm surge. Waterside communities like the city of Steinhatchee are bracing for 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. With Hurricane Idalia set to make landfall tonight, boaters in the area are unsure of what to do. The Steinhatchee Marina worked this morning to move all the boats to higher ground. Some boaters even heading for open waters. The message now: prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
But ultimately, I'm scared. I'm worried my house, and if I have 100-mile-an-hour winds, my house in Cedar Island won't be there tomorrow or Thursday morning when I get there. I don't feel like.
Taylor County officials have issued a mandatory evacuation order for all coastal residents ahead of the storm. Officials have also issued mandatory evacuation orders for all residents living in mobile homes, travel trailers, and substandard housing for the entire county. Now, utility crews are organizing all across the state preparing for Hurricane Idalia. We captured this video right here of utility crews leaving a gas station on Highway 301 in Waldo. Governor DeSantis expects several thousand more linemen to spread out across the state and help restore power once the storm passes. And Gainesville residents are grabbing shovels and filling sandbags ahead of Hurricane Idalia. City Public Works officials dumped piles of sand in Citizens Field in East Gainesville. People brought their own shovels to fill the bags. Dozens of residents helped each other fill and tie their own bags before carrying them to their cars. Many came before the site even opened to make sure there were enough supplies for all of them.
I came the last hurricane to get sandbags from this location. The line was pretty long, so I wanted to kind of make sure I was here before everyone, also to make sure supplies didn't run out, and so I felt prepared.
There are 2 sandbag locations in Gainesville run by the city. Alachua County has also opened an additional sandbag location. Now we'll continue to monitor hurricane conditions as the storm approaches. For the latest updates on Hurricane Idalia and more, visit WFT.org. We now return you to your regular programming.